What is going on, garden fans? Welcome back to the Permaculture Homestead. I am out at the project site today for your Movember update. Really quickly, it is Movember, Men's Health November, and I am rocking the mustache this month in honor of my brother, Derek Morton, who passed away from colon cancer at the age of 34. Men, go out, get your preventative maintenance done. Go get a PSA, go get a colonoscopy. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of flesh. I'm going to be rocking the mustache till the end of the month for my brother. In today's episode, I am going to walk you around the project site food forest here in November. What's going on? What's growing on? Come on back and find out. God bless. Welcome back to the project site, garden fans. It is November, and I know you might think there's nothing growing on, but we have found a way to get things to grow and harvest throughout a whole year. And I'm going to talk a little bit about that, show you a couple things out here, maybe show you some examples of what's growing on. Really quick, I want to show you a really nice companion planting. I get a lot of questions about companion planting. Companion planting is just putting a lot of different trees and shrubs and plants together that work well, that have a natural symbiosis. So I have this centralized Chinese chestnut tree that has blown out this year. It's an edible nut producer. Right next to it we have this Elaeagnus multifloria, which gummy berry produces an edible berry for us and has been. And then every permaculture folks knows that comfrey is the best deep-rooted mineral accumulator, also a medicinal. So in one small spot we got a few things plastered together. Not too far away even we have a pomegranate right here in the foreground. So we have this nice companion planting example just to start out with. And here we are once again in November. It's still looking pretty good and strong. We have finished harvesting persimmon. So once again, we're here at the end of November. We've harvested all the persimmon off this Fuyu, this Japanese persimmon tree, and it's November. So if you've been watching our updates, we actually started harvesting at the end of March, and here we are into November, still getting food out here. And we've been gathering things all along the way: blueberries, blackberries, strawberries, and then the tree fruits, and even some of the tree nuts. We were able to harvest hazelnuts out here. Here's one that I also am starting to grow more fond of as it is in the landscape longer. This is a Loquat. I love its tropical look. Once again, even here into November, it still looks very tropical. It's still putting on a lot of good growth. This one has actually flowered for us this year. So I am expecting to harvest some Loquat maybe in January and February. This plant is going to allow us to extend that fooding season even a little bit longer. So I've been really happy to kind of watch this one grow up into the landscape, especially at a time when most of the other trees have already dropped their leaves and are kind of going dormant for the rest of fall. Another evergreen we've had that did fruit for us this year, a really good one to put into any permaculture landscape, is going to be pineapple guava. These do not drop their leaves in the fall. So we got this nice silvery foliage on them most of the year. They look really good. We have 4 of them out here, and they have produced for us this year. So harvesting out here is a year-round thing. There's herbs everywhere. We got mint starting to come up. Goji berry are coming back up. Really, it's been a really warm, mild winter so far. For Zone 8, South Carolina, usually we get the coldest temperatures through January, February, March. Here's another small companion planting, pomegranate and comfrey growing all over the place. Some of the things we're going to be doing here in the fall and winter is pulling up roots and planting them somewhere else. We've got suckers like this is a jujube sucker. So the parent tree here has thrown up a sucker, jujube, and we're going to be uprooting that and transplanting it somewhere else. These are the kind of things we do in the fall. We're also going to be doing a lot of blackberry maintenance. We're going to continue to spread our thorn-less blackberries around the understory on the swale patties as an understory for all the other trees. Do have one pomegranate, believe it or not, that's still holding on to some fruit. So here again, I was talking about extending the growing season. Once things start to flower and fruit up in March, we kind of harvest out of here for a whole year. And this is the idea, you know, this is what you want out of your permaculture garden. You want to be able to be harvesting a lot of things throughout the whole year, kind of keep you fed season to season. And we're getting closer to that as trees mature out here. This is our 3rd year at the project farm. It's looking really good. Last thing I'm going to touch on is this kind of agroforestry setup we got at the bottom of the hill with goumyberry, figs, and pawpaws. Asparagus patch growing. This is kind of the understory. We're trying to spread asparagus. And down here at the bottom of the hill, this is an agroforestry setup. If you wanted to set up, you know, just some sterile looking row and column style planting, I would say this is the way to do it. We have our swale, which gathers water. On the swale mounds, we have figs planted. Down the hill from those figs, we have goumyberry planted, which are sacrificial fruiting trees. These do produce fruit for us. We are going to chop in and drop them all the way down to the ground when the pawpaws behind them continue to mature up. So here you see a fig, we've got a goumyberry, and then there's a pawpaw tree right here. So as these pawpaw trees continue to get taller, 20, 30 feet, they're going to be the dominant overstory, and these shrubs are going to get chopped down, especially as these figs start blowing up. So we have this idea of successional growing, all with food producing items. Now these goumyberry are nitrogen fixers, so once we do finally chop and drop them all the way to the ground, all the nitrogen that's in the roots is going to become bioavailable to the figs and to the pawpaws. So we're growing fertilizer and food all at the same time. On the uphill portion, very similar kind of setup with these perennial blueberries as the dominant understory species. And we had a really wet summer, really wet spring, and all the blueberries have put on a lot of new growth. The overstory species are mayhaw. These are the trees that are the anchor for everything else. And then of course, as you see, we got comfrey all over the place. Permaculture folks love comfrey. Here's more comfrey, more pomegranate. I've been out here doing tours. Please keep in touch, garden fans. If you are interested in a tour or are ever in the South Carolina area, please just let me know. I appreciate you all watching. If you could please, right now, just give this video a thumbs up. That's what really helps us out, help boost us up the YouTube algorithm. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you, garden fans. If you got any questions, just ask. God bless.